a tripod. And yet my go-to is still to just prop my phone up anywhere and everywhere, just because, and I'll just sit on the floor because why not? Today's the 6th of November and it's 20 days until my birthday. What the hell? I'm gonna be 29 when you're closer to 30. And I really need to knuckle down on my reading this month. I want to try and read as much as possible this month and next month because I want to get as close to my reading goal as possible. I told myself I was going to read 50 books this year, and so far I have read 17, which is still good. Like that's a good amount of books. That's more than one a month now. I'm on a roll, you know. I really progressed this year. Like, round of applause for me, because I have not had those good numbers since way back when I first kind of started doing this, even though I've been doing it kind of on and off for a while. There was one year, I'm pretty sure it was during lockdown, so 2020, and I read so many books. Like, I had a stack that was taller than me, and I did really well. So I need to get back to that. You know, next year is going to be my year. Although I say that, I really want to do some traveling next year. I'm determined. I'm going to make a list of things I want to do before I'm 30. But anywho, all that aside, we're still living in the present. We are living in 2025. Last month, I read one book. I read The Guest List by Lucy Foley. Loved it. Chef's kiss, 5 stars. I'm not even going to bother to wrap up for one book because somehow I will still turn that into a 30-minute long video. But I loved it. I thought it was really good. I love thrillers. I love thrillers and mysteries. They are my favorite genre. I am a mystery girly until I die. So far, I've already finished a book in November, actually. Like, technically I have. I know, guys. I was driving home from staying with my boyfriend at the weekend there. Rather than putting music on in the car, I finally knuckled down and finished listening to an audiobook that I'd started. I don't know how long ago it was. I started listening to it after I finished What a Way to Go by Bill and Mackie. And that was, I don't remember when that was though. That must have been June or July, I reckon. June or July time. So I reckon I must have started it maybe in August. I feel like it's been on the go for a while though, but then I suppose August was a while ago. August slipped away like a moment in time. So I finished listening to Vera Wong's Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. And I did like it. I think I rated it 4 stars in the end because it wasn't perfect. I wasn't overly obsessed with the characters and the mystery itself. Yeah, the little twist at the end was quite good. It's one of those books where, because I hadn't been reading it close together, like I started, obviously it was an audiobook, but I started listening to it and then I was listening to it quite scattered. So I didn't listen to it in quite a close capacity. It was all quite spread out. So I forgot a lot of things that had happened. I did remember most of it, to be honest. Like, it was quite simple. Like, it wasn't I feel like I have a scale when it comes to mystery. Like, a mystery, like, I feel like there is a difference between a mystery and a thriller. A mystery, I feel like you have the ones that are really cozy and it's not, like, you could sit and read that on a cute rainy afternoon with a wee cup of tea and just sit and read it and be like, you sort of feel warm and fuzzy inside, even though we're talking about someone that's been killed. There's a murderer on the loose, but you know, this is great. This is the good vibes. And then you get the ones that are a bit more, they're on the scale or they're slightly off the scale, teetering more towards like the early stages of a thriller. Like, the stakes are high. I would put it quite low down. Like, it was like quite cozy mystery. It wasn't overly high stakes. The main character was an adorable wee old granny. Well, actually technically she's not a granny because she doesn't have any grandkids, but she's an elderly Chinese woman called Vera Wong, and I did love her. I think I need more book TV shows where the main character who is trying to solve the mystery is elderly, because it was great. And I did love that. The other characters, like, they were all okay. They were all kind of pining for each other, and then they weren't pining for each other, and then I don't know how to explain it, but it was okay. There was a child character in it, and I could not stand the way the child spoke. It was very, maybe because I was having to listen to it as an audiobook, like, so the narrator was speaking as the child, and it was very obvious, like an adult speaking as a child. And, you know, maybe if I was reading it, I might not have hated it as much, but because I was listening to it, I was like, the hell? And like, I am a child-free woman. I don't have any kids. I don't really have many kids in my life. I have like a few, sort of, but like nobody that I'm like close. Like, I don't spend a lot of time with children. So like, I don't know what kids are saying on the daily basis. Like I don't really know like what a 2-year-old is saying, if they're saying anything at all. I think they are talking at that point. But the child character did kind of annoy me a little bit, but just the way she went on and the things that she said, and and maybe it was just the narrator, and that's just a little criticism. Like, it's not a big one, it's not massive, it's not huge, it's not the end of the world, but hey ho. But I think I gave the book 4 stars because, you know what, it was fine. And I think I do enjoy these kind of books more when I'm listening to them as an audiobook than I would actually sitting down and reading them. So I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I liked it, and it passed the time on my drive home. It was all right. So that's one book under my belt already in November, and I'm currently reading 3 books, and I kind of want to talk about them. So the first book that, like, I've spoke about this one so many times is The Diary of a Bookseller by Shaun Bythell. I am so close to the end. I'm literally on the last month. We're in December, and I think it goes to January. I think it started in February, which is a little bit upsetting that, you know, it didn't quite start on January the 1st. That would have been great, but I think it was just the way that when he got commissioned to start the book, that was sort of like, or like when he started writing the book, that's when he started, was like in the February. So it is a little bit upsetting that it's not following like a straight calendar year, but I also don't mind it all that much. But I'm on December, and I'm really close to like the end, so this will take no time at all. Like, there's like, how many pages? 30 maybe? 20? 30. There's literally, I'm on 30 pages to go. I can finish that in a sitting in an afternoon if I really want to. And I've been saying that for the last 2 months that I'm going to finish reading it. But it's one of those, because it's a diary and it's about the life of a bookseller, I don't need to read it all in one go to remember what happened. Like, yeah, he does, he will mention things that he mentioned earlier in the book that I'm then like, what are you talking about right now? So I could finish that at any time. I should try and finish it this month. Last month was supposed to be my month full of reading like cozy, fantasy, autumnal type books. And on that note, I finally started reading The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I am only the first 50 pages into this. And I just gotta say, already, I don't like it. Like, it's not that the book's even bad. I think what I've discovered in myself while I'm reading this is that it's giving Hallmark movie. And I can't stand Hallmark movies. I can't. It's not me. This is not me. This is not a bit of me. I'm not a big romance fan. I don't go out of my way to pick up and read a romance novel. Very rarely has that ever happened, and very rarely have I ever actually enjoyed them. So I realised as well that when I was reading the front of the book, Laurie Gilmore writes small town romance. Her Dream Harbour series is filled with quirky townsfolk, cozy settings, and swoon-worthy romance. She loves finding books with the perfect balance of sweetness and spice, and strives for that in her own writing. If you ever wish you lived in Stars Hollow, or that Luke and Lorelai would just get together already, then her books are definitely for you. I've only just started watching Gossip Girl. No, I've only just started watching Gilmore Girls. I'm on the 2nd season. And I liked it. I do like it. I think I found it quite cozy and quite fun. And I started watching it because I was getting all autumnal and cozy. And it's a very autumnal show. However, I don't think I would enjoy that as a book. But when the stories are all about the characters and the characters' lives and the characters getting together, it's not that I get bored. I just find all the characters can be very, right, you've got the snooty mean girl, or the snooty mean woman who's just like a bit of a bitch. You have the the ones that will like tell you all the information that you ever possibly could need to know about this town, because you're the new girl and I need to tell you about this and I need to tell you about that and watch out for this person and this and this. And it's like, if I ever moved somewhere and immediately some character or some person was telling me, here is all the immediate tea that you need to know. This person's sleeping with that person, and this person likes this person, but this person actually likes this other person. These two clearly like each other, but they're not getting together. And it's like, it sounds like a TV show. It does sound like a TV show where like I'm trying to explain to you, you've tuned in halfway through the season and I'm trying to explain to you how all these other characters like intertwine. I feel like in real life, that's not something that, it doesn't feel, I think if conversations don't feel natural to me, and I get it, in fiction, we can have conversations that, you know, you wouldn't normally have in real life. And I get that because sometimes, you know, as you do need to get the info one way or the other. I don't know. I think what I'm coming to terms with is I am not big on romance. There's not even been any romance yet, except, well, since the very first chapter, we're getting two perspectives in this book, although it is told in third person. Yes, it's third person. Third person, two POVs. We've got Logan and we've got Jeannie, and they're pining for each other already. They're doing the whole like, oh damn, like, why do I kind of like him? But no, I'm not here to have a romance. I'm here to run the cafe. And he's like, why am I thinking about it? No, I can't be thinking. And I'm like, oh my God. I don't even like spice. So I don't know why I'm reading the pumpkin spice cafe. I'm going to assume the spice in this. Add a little bit of spice. I know there's going to be spice and I'm not ready for it because, I mean, I'm not really a spice enjoyer in TV shows or in books. Fan fiction, however, that's a different story. I don't know why that is a different story, but I'm very complex. So I'm not quite looking forward to seeing the spice. And I don't know if this is the book. I wanted to read it in October while it's still autumn. But I'm beginning to think if I try to power through with this, last night I was going to read in bed and I read one chapter because I was like, I can't. So I don't quite think this is going to be the book to read if I want to really get through my reading this month. Okay, and next up is a book I talked about in my last video. I'm assuming it's posted by now. Is Love's a Witch by Tricia O'Malley. Tricia O'Malley I saw at the book festival last month. She did a really good talk. I was very interested in it and I bought her book and I got it signed. Wait. There we go. Signed. I also got this new bookmark that I cannot for the life of me make up my mind what I'm doing with it because, like, it's cute, right? But how the fuck do you, like, work with these? Because I kind of assumed that it would, like, go, like, down and over the edge here, but then, like, maybe? Oh, maybe I've got it. Maybe that's it. Okay, well, we'll go with that. But it moves around a lot, and that's actually very annoying. But I started reading this as well. I think that there's going to be some spice in this. What did I just say? And this is another example of, like, they're quite similar in the way that I'm not a romance person. I want to be. I really want to be a romance lover. I want to love. I've gotten better over the years in that now I'm way more accepting if there is a romance subplot in a mystery book I'm reading or like a fantasy book. I'm more accepting of it now, whereas I didn't used to be. I used to be a very big advocate of, can we get back to the main plot now? Like, you've had your moment, you've had your pining. Can we, like, do it at the end? But anywho, so those are the 3 books I'm currently reading, and I think I might try and read something else instead. I mean, I could finish reading Diary of a Bookseller, and then that would be 2 books under my belt. I have a few other books that are kind of witchy, or they're autumnal type. They just remind me of sort of cozy fantasy. And the last time I read a cozy fantasy book was The Baby Dragon Cafe, and oh God, I ain't having much luck. I really ain't. But anywho, on that note, I'm gonna knuckle down and do some reading today, I hope. I'm starting work at 4 o'clock, so I'll be in 4 hours. Right? Come with me on November vlog. Oh, I should do Vlogmas after this. I don't know if I could do a video a day. That's the only thing. I'm not like, I could not find enough content for a day. They'd all be like 5-minute long videos. Like, they would not be long at all. But I'll give it a go. But anywho, I couldn't do a long video, says me, when I've just let it record for about 15 minutes for this one bit. Oh, it's so dark. That's one thing I hate about this house, is if you shut doors over, it's dark. And then like, dark. Oh, excuse that. I'm putting away the Halloween decorations. Okay, so, oh, I spy with my little eye a little kitty cat. Look at how sparse the trees are now. It actually makes me really sad because throughout the summer, those trees were just like full of life and leaves, and I could barely see into my neighbour's garden. My neighbour is my friend whose house I'm currently living in. It's her mum, so it's a good neighbour to have. But it was nice in the summer because there was way more privacy, whereas now it's like everyone can see me. So yesterday I made a start taking down my Halloween decorations. I don't know what I'm doing up here. I kind of want to leave him because I kind of love him, but I have everything boxed up down here. I'm working my way through it. I need to put away some of my pumpkin stuff I kind of want to keep out, like the autumnal stuff, because I'm like, it's still autumn. In my opinion, November is autumn. Winter is December. Winter begins in December. I made a start yesterday, and I think today I am really, really, really going to push myself, because I am one of those people that I'm a slacker. I know in myself that I am a slacker. I am a procrastinator. I'm just going to sit down for 5 minutes and just stick on a TV program, and then I'm going to get up and go. And then there is no get up and go. There is only sitting and watching. I am determined today that I'm not going to sit around and I'm not going to put the TV on. I might put it on a little bit while I'm doing stuff if I'm in this room. The problem is, I'm one of those, I can't just put a TV show on to be like background noise. Unless it's something I've already seen before. I need to be in the room, I need to be present, I need to be in the room where it happens so that I can see what's happening, because otherwise I'll stand and I'll need to pause it every time I'm going to leave the room, and that just holds me back. But today I'm determined to be productive. I need to go to town to do some shopping. I need to tidy the house. I want to have a really good rummage around, because now that I've been here for a year, there's stuff that hasn't moved in over a year. So like, I boxed up a lot of my friend's stuff and I put it in her room, and I kind of want to tidy that up a little bit. I feel like I've been neglecting her room quite a lot. So I really want to get in there and just give everything a good tidy and a dust, and just get moving and just get everything to a stage where it's okay. Which is easier said than done, because like, her room is like full of all of her stuff. Like, there's so much stuff I've moved in there. It's hard when you have a house like this where there's not really any spaces for storage. Like the office is getting quite cluttered. There is an attic, but obviously I'm not gonna go up there. No thank you. I don't know what's up there. I don't want to go up there. So not having cupboard space is a bit of a bummer. Like, there's not like, oh, there's a closet in the hallway or some like just for extra storage. And I don't like the idea of putting stuff in the garage because it gets a bit damp in there, so I don't really trust it. But I think that I might try and just have a bit of a good old tidy up and sort some stuff out and see what I can get done. So I also think I might try and box up some of my summery clothes, because I've got no space in my wardrobe or just anywhere. So that's my plans for today. I might film some of it, but also I feel like full credit to the girlies and the boys. I don't know what I was gonna try and say there. Like the male equivalent of a girly. I don't know. Full credit to everybody who does those like cooking tutorials or just like cleaning videos, because the thought of taking my phone around with me and a tripod and setting it up and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and doing time lapses and all that jazz, it's just going to slow me down. So I think I might not film myself. I might take some before and after shots. I could do that. I can't really be arsed with the faff. It's just going to slow me down. Like, I did that the last time when I was in my September video, I think it was, when I was first decorating the house for autumn. I got loads and loads and loads and loads of footage, because every like clip was like 5 minute plus long. But then obviously you're cutting it all down to like make it look a bit nicer. I barely ended up with any footage in the end because the time it took me to like set myself up and do this and then stop recording, I can't be bothered. That's not me. That's not me. I'm not about to make my work any harder than it has to be. So I probably won't film any of that, but I will maybe keep you posted throughout the day. Let's see how I get on today. And if you catch me on the sofa, no, you did not.
Yeah, you're good. I wanted to talk to you about the dinner party last night.
It is now about 6:30. I've had my dinner. I had a really early dinner because I hadn't eaten all day. I feel like I've done a good job, but also it's one of those, because I was sort of I'm wanting to tackle the whole house at some point. Let's call it like an autumn clean, the clean before Christmas. I started on the kitchen and I was rearranging stuff in the cupboard, so like hauling everything out, wiping all the surfaces, putting everything back, rearranging stuff, and that even took a while. And then I tackled my friend's room. So her room has basically just become a bit of a dumping ground for all her stuff. Like I boxed up a lot of things that like she basically just walked out of this house when she went to go traveling, and I have gradually been like boxing stuff up and moving things around and getting my own stuff and all that jazz. So I feel like her room has become a bit of a cluttered space. So I thought I would give it a go, giving that a tidy. So I was kind of like pulling out some of the boxes and rearranging them to look a wee bit neater and just generally tidying stuff up in there. So that took a bit of time as well. And before I knew it, it was like 3:00 and I had to go shopping because I had literally got no food in. So I had to go shopping. So anyway, I did that, came back, and then I just was like, you know what, I've not eaten all day. So I put in a pizza. I've been drinking sangrias. I'm feeling good. I did a bit more tonight, a bit more in the kitchen, but there's still like more I would maybe like to do. The kitchen's not too bad now. I feel like I'm kind of done with it. The bathroom I want to rearrange. My bookshelf in here I still really want to rearrange because it's still just a cluttered mess. My whole room could do with just a good tidy and a good rearranging. So I'm feeling like it's been a good productive day, and I'm just gonna go for a shower and just have a chilled night in front of the TV, just zen. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the people? Do you have anything you'd like to say? You smell like the outdoors. So after finishing Diary of a Bookseller, after finishing reading Diary of a Bookseller last night, I thought I would read a bit more of The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. This book and I don't think we'll ever be friends. I don't think me and romance are destined to be together. And it sucks because I feel like I do enjoy romance. I do. I enjoy romantic movies and love stories. Oh my god, my cat is just... What is it, Baba? You want to come in? I really need to like clean my windows. Well, come on if you're coming in. Come on. The window's open for you. Come on. All my nice heat from my room has now just left while I had the window open for him. And he's still just sitting outside. He's just so content. I enjoy romance and I love love. I do, I swear. I'm getting a lot better now in the... It used to be if I was reading other books and there was any kind of romantic subplot, I would be like, boo! Boo! Can we get back to the original plot? Like, what is happening right now? Why are we in the middle of a battle and we're suddenly making out? Like, no. No, cut it out. I'm there with like my little water bottle spraying them. Like, no. I wish I could enjoy romance, but I just don't think it's for me. I really don't. And this book is coming across like a really like cheesy Hallmark movie, but in literature form. And ooh, I can sit down and I can watch a cheesy Hallmark Christmas movie. I can do it. However, reading it as a book, I find I can't. I really struggle with it. It's just something about it. It grinds my gears. I'm not here for it. I'm just not. Right from the very first chapter, the two main characters are just pining after each other in this sickly... Oh, he's just so handsome. I wonder what those hands could do. And he's like, she's so beautiful. I'm trying not to think about her smile and her scent and just the way that she is. I'm only coming to the cafe every single day for 3 hours on end because I want the coffee, not so I can look at Jeannie. And it's like, oh my god, shut up. And then in the same breath, they're like, but no, we cannot date. And it's like, oh my god, why? You're two grown adults. By the end of chapter 9, which, bearing in mind, these are quite short chapters. Like, I'm not that much through the book. I'm barely a quarter through it. And Jeannie was like, maybe I should try to nab the hot farmer. Maybe I should try to date him. Like, would that be such a bad thing? And I'm like, who said it is a bad thing? Why are we acting like this is some great... But no, I couldn't possibly. I'm the new girl in this town. I couldn't possibly date this really attractive, handsome farmer. And she keeps calling him grumpy. And I feel like their first encounter, he was maybe a little bit of a grump, but she nearly tried to take his head off with a baseball bat because she thought he was an intruder. Of course, he was going to act a bit defensive towards that. But they keep referencing him as this grumpy farmer. And I'm like, bitch, where? He's giving sort of like, he's kind of quiet, but he's giving more like golden retriever energy. Also, all his friends are female, and I'm like, this is not a grumpy man. At the beginning of this book, the author or whoever included a little segment about like, if you love, it basically says like, if you love Gilmore Girls, you're gonna love this movie. And this book, if you love Gilmore Girls, you're gonna love this book. And it's like, I can tell that the author loves Gilmore Girls, because I've only just started watching Gilmore Girls, right? And I like it, I do. I find it's very fitting for this time of year. It's very cozy. I'm enjoying it. I'm only on season 2. There are times I kind of question it a little bit. Like, I just got to the point where, like, Lorelai was going to get married to Max. Spoilers, by the way, for Gilmore Girls. Lorelai was going to get married to Max, and I was like, this is kind of cute. Like, but clearly I think I knew that they weren't going to work out long term, but I thought maybe they did actually get married and maybe they divorced, because I actually liked her with Max. I thought I quite liked them. And then all of a sudden she just turned on to Rory and was like, I can't marry him, and they upped and left and went on a road trip, and I was like, and thus far we have not seen Max ever again. And I'm like, that was the most sudden. I genuinely had to backtrack. I was like, did I miss a conversation? Like, what is going on? What is happening? Where did Max go? We were just about to get what is happening? Anywho, I also don't like the way they talk about coffee all the goddamn time. Like, sometimes it feels like their main personality trait is that they love coffee. I'm like, I need coffee, and oh my god, give me coffee. And I'm like, oh my god, I think you need to lay off the caffeine, girl. Like, anyway, I'm not about to start talking about Gilmore Girls, but I'm getting the same vibes from here, because we were at a town hall meeting. The mayor was trying to speak, and the characters were like, but when's the coffee shop gonna reopen? And Jeannie's sitting there like, soon, guys, I'm gonna open soon, because she's taken over the cafe from her aunt Dot. She's only just opened it up. She was taking a little bit of time to just like acquaint herself with the area and get to know the cafe before she fully opened it. And the village folk are rioting. The townsfolk are rioting because they cannot get their coffee. They cannot get their pumpkin spice lattes. I can't cope, honestly, with this book. It's a bit wackadoodle. It's very, like, Hallmark movie vibes. And I ain't a Hallmark movie kind of girly. I'm just not. I'm not. I wish I was a romantic girly. I wish I could fall in love again and again. I wish with all my heart I could sit down and enjoy a romance movie. I enjoy romance now. I definitely think if I feel myself being a little bit attracted to a guy character, I'm like, I'm rooting for you guys. But I'm not really invested in the same way that other people do. I don't really love all the time, and I think this is just not the romance genre. It's not for me, but I really wanted to give this a go, and I thought it would be kind of cute. But I'm just, the way the characters are and the way they speak, it is giving Hallmark movie and cheesy acting, and I'm like, oh, I can't cope, and I just can't cope with the way they're going on about each other. I'm like, just bang already. Like, okay, so he's damaged because he fell in love with a girl like Jeannie before, who came to this small town called Dream Harbor. And in the end, when he asked her to marry him, she was like, no, like, I'm not moving here. This is not my life. That's not me. And he was like, my God, I can't trust these women that don't come from Dream Harbor. They're just going to shatter my little heart. Also, Jeannie is just like, I have literally just moved here for a fresh start. I can't immediately get involved with this man. So I'm like, fair, but I am so sick and tired. I think it's just what it is. I need time to get to know the characters before we immediately start pining after each other. Like, give me a moment. Give me something that's going to make me fall in love with Logan, with Jeannie, rather than it just being immediately within meeting each other. Like, God, he's so handsome. And those arms. And that beard. I'm like, give me time to just fall in love with the characters a little bit before we start being like, I think I fancy you. And then I can be like, God, girl, I fancy him too. Like, let's get together. But that's just me. There are plenty of people who probably absolutely love this book. But I'm trying my hardest. I don't know. Like, I am really trying to get through my reading goal for the year. And I have 32 books I need to read. And I don't think reading a book like this is what's going to get me there, because I think it's going to slow me down. Because the only way I will get through my reading goal is if I'm reading books that I'll fly through them because I'm obsessed and I love them and I want to know what happens and I want to get to the end, and I'm just like, girl, next book, 5 stars, let's go. I don't think a book like this, I'm gonna read it slowly. Like, I'm at 94 pages already, so that's quite good. I think I did read about, I want to say like 40 pages last night, on top of reading the 30 odd pages it took to finish Diary of a Bookseller. So I'm like, you know, that's not bad. But anywho, we carry on. Maybe I might start something else because I am feeling in a little bit of like a reading mood today. I was supposed to be working today, but I just had my shift cancelled because it's dead at work. So that's a bummer. But anywho, it means that I have a free day to myself, which is actually really lovely. So I'm also in the mood, like I really want to do some baking. All my personalities and all my hobbies are just coming through all at once. I want to do this, I want to do that, I also want to do this. I also want to write 50,000 words for November. So, you know, that's also great. That's happening at some point. But anyway, maybe I'll have a little bit of a chill day and I'll do some reading and I'll maybe also do some baking. So I also need to read Love's a Witch too, because I'm working my way through it. Again, I think I'm going to have the same problem that I have with this, where I'm a bit like, this though, I must admit, Love's a Witch, I think I'll be able to read it a bit better because it's not just a romance. The plot is they're witches and they have a curse on their bloodline that they are trying to get rid of, undo. So that's the plot. That, we've got a goal in mind. That's my problem with romance books. Like a book like this, I'm like, what is the actual plot apart from 2 characters pining after each other? There is none. There is no, the cafe, maybe the cafe will become endangered. Maybe it'll burn to the ground. I don't know what's going to happen to the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I just feel like when I have a book that there's no other underlying plot, it's just them. That's the story. She runs the cafe. Like, Logan's a local farmer who avoids Dream Harbor's gossip at all costs, but Jeannie's arrival disrupts Logan's routine, and he wants nothing to do with the irritatingly upbeat new girl, except that he finds himself inexplicably, drawn to her. Will Jeannie's happy-go-lucky attitude win over the grumpy but gorgeous Logan, or has this city girl found the one person in town who won't fall for her charm or her pumpkin spice lattes? And that's the plot. That's the plot, is just the 2 characters. And for me, that's not enough. I can't do that. I'm not into spice. So I probably should not be reading the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I can't even stand pumpkin spice. Ugh. So I think I need a book like Love's a Witch, where there is going to be romance, but there is also a plot. There's a plot point. We have a goal. We're trying to undo the curse. So we'll see. We will see. But I am determined to give this a hard go and try and get through it. But also, I don't know about that. I think maybe it might be a bit of a dud. But you never know. Maybe I'll fall in love. Maybe I will fall in love again and again. And again and again. Fall in love again and again. Fall in love again and again. This is like the last time I'm following a recipe from TikTok. I'm so never following a TikTok recipe again. Like, what did I do wrong? Hers looked like a different consistency. So I don't know where I went wrong. I don't think they were meant to be like this sticky. Like, I thought cookie dough, you could like roll it into a ball. I could not touch this stuff. Looked at a few guides online and they were like, just add some more flour. So I've also chilled it in the fridge for nearly half an hour. So these can be my testers and see what happens, and then we'll take it from there. Like, I'm not even joking when I say in the time it took me to make or to like chill all this and try and sort it, I've literally made macaroni in that time. I've made a cheese sauce, I've put chorizo in it, I've boiled up my pasta, it's not in the oven, it's probably due out in like, I don't even know, give it some time. I've literally done so much. I don't know what to do with this. Like, I feel like I could keep adding flour. I'm never following recipes on TikTok again because they make it look so easy and so glamorous and so like, oh, with my perfect little bowl, let me just blah blah blah. And I'm over here like, maybe add a little bit more flour? But like, what harm can it actually do? You know, let's just, yeah boy, oh yeah. It still looks very sticky. This is looking a little bit better. It's still not quite. Maybe just like a pinch more flour because we're getting somewhere now. I'm losing my mind. I thought, what a way to spend the afternoon, fun, cozy, bake some cookies, and you know, easy as pie. Instead, I'm just stressed out of my mind trying to figure out what went wrong. At this point, I reckon I've almost added like 100 grams extra of flour. It still doesn't look like the consistency that she had. The TikTok lady lied to me. I am unimpressed. Will not be following said recipe again. So I'm just waiting now for my cookies to be done. I literally just made up a cheese sauce with cream and cheese, and I fried up some chorizo. I love chorizo. Chef's kiss. Right, let's get these goddamn cookies out. I never ever ever again want to hear myself say, I might do some baking. What a fun activity. I need to keep them spread apart because apparently they love to hug each other. It is so fine. It is so fine. And here was me trying to think, oh yeah, cookies. Yeah, I've been seeing them all over my TikTok at the moment. Everyone and their mum is making cookies because it's Christmas. And yay, cookies! Christmas cookies, yay! You know what, it's fine. I'll just put this little guy over here too. We'll just do a little switcheroo. So these ones are going in. Yeah, don't look at them. And here's some I made earlier. This is why I shouldn't bake. They don't even smell nice. There's nothing appealing about them. I'm just gonna eat my macaroni. At least I can cook. Yep. I think maybe that second batch might go a little bit better than the first ones. I think it needed more flour. I think the mixture was, I know the mixture was too moist. So I believe, I don't know what went wrong with that though, because I did just follow what the TikTok recipe told me, but maybe it's the fact that what went wrong was the fact it was a TikTok recipe. Going to visit my parents tomorrow and I thought, oh, I'll bake some cookies and take them. Have you been running around outside? Have you been running around outside, my boy? You have. You have. You're ready for your din-dins? Yes. Well, maybe they might taste good. Good morning. Today is Sunday. It is a beautiful sunny day. I am gonna go and visit my parents today. Maybe go for like a nice little walk, just have a really like chill time with them. be really nice. Nice to actually just spend some time with people, because I feel like I've had, how many days have I had off now? I was off Friday, Saturday, this is Sunday. I'm back to work tomorrow. It's a very rainy day outside, Jake. I really don't think you want to go out. No, you don't want to go outside. Look at that rain. It's cold and it's raining. You stay inside. Today is the 11th of November. It is a really horrible, miserable day. So I think today I'm either gonna dedicate my time to reading, because you know, I do like to read. I do like to dabble in a little bit of the old reading. I don't know if you know that about me. Or I'm also kind of tempted to do a spot of writing and just like blast out some words and see how that goes, because you know, it is November. NaNoWriMo, is that thing even still around? I don't even know. I feel like that was a thing like years ago, and I used to see all the authors on like AuthorTube posting about it. I might do a bit of both. I might end up having a really lazy day and just sitting gaming instead, because when the weather is miserable like this, the motivation is low. I'm just in the mood to get cozy, and that's all I want to do. So I am currently reading a few books, which is not like me. It's really not. I'm not normally a multiple books in one go kind of person. I like to read one book and just focus on that. But I think actually I'm beginning to be a bit more experimental and open to the idea of reading multiple books at once. And I always thought that I would get too confused and I'd be like, oh, I forgot what happened in this book and I got this mixed up with that book. But actually, like, you really don't. You really don't. So I'm reading The Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I'm also sort of reading Love's a Witch. I've not really been reading it, but I have started it, so it's technically classed as I am reading it. I also started listening to a couple of audiobooks, so I recently finished reading or listening to Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. It was okay. It was quite a cozy mystery. I think I gave it 4 stars, or maybe 3. No, I think I gave it 4 because it wasn't bad. It's not quite my cup of tea, but a cozy mystery is okay, and I think I enjoyed it as an audiobook more than I would have enjoyed it as a physical copy, like actually reading it, so it was good. So I started listening to the first couple of chapters of the second book, which I can't remember what it's called. I know it's something like Vera Wong's advice on snooping on a dead man. I think that's what it is. The word snooping's definitely in it. And I want to say the word dead man, dead man is in it as well. So I can't remember what it's called. And also the other night I started listening to The Duke and I. My accent, I swear. The Duke and I, which is the first book in the Bridgerton series. I'm not actually sure if the books are called Bridgerton or if that's just what the TV show was called, so they've coined the term like that, like the series is Bridgerton. So I don't know if the book series is classed as like Bridgerton or if it's just, I don't know. I don't actually know. But basically I'm on book 1 and I'm already about 6 chapters in. I've read about, going by the little stats on the audiobook, it says I've like read 30% of it, so I'm actually enjoying it. I think it's maybe the only way I might actually enjoy romance. And maybe I'm enjoying it because it's a piece of media that I've already consumed. So like, I'm not a big romance girly, sadly, it's a sin. But I think as well, what I think my problem is, I've realised, I don't think I'm a modern day romance girl. I am not about to be reading about kids in high school or people at work, adults, going about their daily lives and all that. I'm not into that kind of romance. I think I like historical romance. A book set in like the 1900s or the 1800s. Or a book I really loved that I read a few years ago was called The Doll Factory, and it was a sort of Victorian setting, and it was romance, and I liked it and I loved it, and I was like, what is this? And then there was another book I read called The Binding, and I'm not quite sure when that was set, but I also really loved it, and that was romance. So I think I found my genre is that it's historical romance. Like, I love a Downton Abbey type story. I love the TV show Bridgerton. I love a romance movie, if it's not too cheesy. I do sometimes love a good bit of the old cheese. But other times I'm like, oh no, like I'm not really big on romance as a genre anyway, but I think I've found my niche. I think I found my genre. This has been the problem all along. So the Pumpkin Spice Cafe is not really for me, and I've managed to do another couple of chapters of it, but I'm just, I don't know. I like the Logan chapters. I think there's something about a man pining after a woman that I'm just like, But then I get to Jeannie's chapters and I'm just a bit like, she's just going on and on about how much she fancies him, but oh no, I'm here starting a new life, I really shouldn't be getting involved with this man. And it's like, okay girl, like stop going on about it then. So I think I'm really enjoying the Duke and I so far. I don't know how I'm gonna feel when we get to the spicy scenes, because I know that there is some in these books. I know they're quite, oof, a little bit, woo, if they're anything like the TV show, woo. So I am a bit like apprehensive about that, but so far I'm actually enjoying it. And I do think maybe as well, because I've watched the TV show, for me this is like reading fan fiction. Like I know this is the original fiction, this is the original piece. But like I love reading fan fiction about movies and TV shows that I've consumed. And I don't mind them when there's romance involved in that. Like there is something about that. I think when you're reading about characters that you already know, you've got an actor assigned to them, you can picture them saying the things, you can picture all the actions. There's something about that I'm like, yes, I fancy you. Like I think I struggle to fancy characters in books, even though I am, this is me just going on a rant again, even though I am really good at picturing in my head what is being described to me, I don't tend to like fall in love with book characters the way I would like I'm watching a TV show or I'm watching a movie and I've actually got an actor and I've got a face card right in front of me and I'm just like, oh, okay. So like this whole time I'm listening to the audiobook, I'm picturing, what's his name? What's the guy's name? I don't know, I can't remember the actor's name, but the guy who plays Simon in Bridgerton, I'm like picturing him the whole time. So I'm like feeling a little bit giddy, you know? So like that's the difference with me. I think maybe I'm enjoying this more because I've already seen Bridgerton, so I have actors to associate with all the characters and I know how it plays out and I'm like, okay, so maybe that's the difference as well. The same way that I do enjoy fan fiction because I'm reading about characters that I've already got. I can picture them doing it, I've already seen them in media, I maybe already have a crush on them. Chances are I probably do, and that's why I'm reading the fan fiction to begin with. But I definitely think I have realised that romance is not for me. Maybe I'd like romantasy, maybe. However, I think it will really depend on the author, the writing style and the world building, because if it's sort of a balance between the fantasy and the romance, if it's more romance than fantasy, that's not too bad. I don't mind that. If it's maybe if it's more fantasy with romance, I really don't know. Maybe I should give romantasy a try. But I definitely think like historical romance, I don't know what the term is. Is it just historical romance? Is it even classed as historical just because it's not set? Probably because it's not set in this time period. But either way, I'm getting off on such a rant. But I think I've discovered that historical romance is what I love. Now I want to read more. So I would love some recommendations of historical romances that I can get my teeth into and enjoy. Because so far, I know there was a bit of controversy with the first Bridgerton book because Daphne basically, or she does, essays, assaults Simon. So that's a bit, she did it in the TV show too, and that was not good. So we'll touch upon that when we get there. But so far, I like it.
Love this.
Yeah, it was insane.
It is so unique.
Yeah, no.
Beverly Hills Hotel.